In the next video, we will discuss about DynamoDB trigger for Lambda function. So whenever there is any operation happen in DynamoDB table, a Lambda function will be triggered and the subsequent operation will happen. And we'll discuss about that in the next video. So quickly, I will go and create a DynamoDB table. Let's say name this table as student. Keep the student ID as a number, and then student name as the sort key, and we'll create table. We'll use this table as a trigger for the Lambda function. We'll go to the Lambda now and create a function naming DynamoDB trigger for Lambda, and we'll code using Python, and then we'll choose to create a new role with basic Lambda permissions and create function. Yep, as the function is created, we will add a trigger, rather this looks like an old trigger. I will delete it. I will show here to add a DynamoDB trigger. I'll select the table, student table. Yeah, I'll keep all these as default. Patch 100 records to send for each trigger, and we'll send the latest ones. In the additional settings, we'll see retry attempts. We'll keep all of these as default. We can make changes depending on our requirement. So if we have, let's say, maximum retry of 2, so we'll do 2 times retrying to trigger the Lambda whenever there is an insert, and if there is any failure to complete the trigger Lambda function, so it will trigger the next time, the second time as well. So that's how we can change the trigger attempt. And then there are some other duration also. So this is tumbling window duration. So this kind of triggers we can add as well, but we will keep it as default. Just select the DynamoDB trigger and mention the table name. So we'll see what happens whenever there is an operation in the DynamoDB table. Okay, here it is failing to add the trigger because we do not have access to this DynamoDB table from the Lambda. So when I have created this Lambda, it has created a role, Dynamo. So I will refresh the roles. Yeah, so this is the role it has created. It has, okay, it doesn't have any permission added. Let me add some permission. Let's say Dynamo TV. Oh, that's a spelling mistake. Dynamo TV. Yeah, so I will give AWS Lambda invocation DynamoDB access to this role. Yep, so If I try to add it now, yeah, it is allowing now because I have added this policy. And now in this code, as I showed in the previous code, there is a template code creates always, and I will try to print the event here, deploy. Okay, updated. So I will try to insert some data in this table and see. Okay, in here, action create item. Okay, so let me create some item. Let's say 100. Let's say Sudhir S, and let me add a new attribute with department. Let's say maths. Create item. So I have created an item, and for this function I'll go to monitoring. I'll go to CloudWatch log. Yeah, there is a log created just now. I will see what happened here. Okay, it looks like there is some problem. Yeah, it has not recognized this code. I don't know why this happens. Yeah, put an enter so it will recognize now. Now let's say explore table items. Should be quickly scan the table. Okay, we have a data. Let's say I enter a new item. I will see. Let's say Sanjay S. Let me add one more column. Department. There are other methods to insert the data in DynamoDB table. Even using those methods, if there is any new data comes, so this Lambda function will be triggered. But for the video purpose, I'm just creating the data manually, and we'll do all this Dynamo operation manually and see what's the effect here. So here I will go and check the next log. It has came now. Okay, there is a new record came here. Okay, so it has identified this one as a new record because it didn't trigger properly, and this one as another record here. So that's why you can see here as a new image as this record, and that event type as insert. Now we'll see what kind of event types appears whenever we do other operations. Let's say if I delete a record here, what happens with the trigger? So I have deleted this record, so I'll go and check the log again. Yeah, in this log 123, this one, there is a remove operation happens. So eventName remove, and it is showing the record, which record. Now let's say if I modify this action edit item, if I change his department to physics save. So there is a modification happened, so the log will come here. I will go back and check the log. If I click on this log, this last log, it's a modify operation. Now, so we can see there are different type of events coming when doing a modification, doing a deletion, and doing an insert. So depending on that, with this data we can do other operations like inserting into S3 bucket, inserting into some Athena table, or do some other operation like sending an email or something like that. So we can modify this code using those operation filter. So let's say those event filter, I should say rather. So if event records 0, then yeah, so this records is a single element list, and in this list we have list of dictionary. So in this dictionary we have an event name key. So if the event name equals to insert, then we can do print one record inserted, and we can even print the record. Let's say if I do new record equals, so we have this one, and the new record is defined by this new image. Yep. So we can say new image, so we can print your one record inserted, that is new. And if this one equals remove, so we can see in the remote operation there is a key old image, so we can do old image equals, that's the key, and we can do event records old image. So I can print here one record, so I can do like this as well. Then we can do one record old image is remote, and we can do another if the event type is modify, let's say in this case so we can do like old image equals to old image, and we can do new record equals to, okay, let's name this one record, and here, so new record, here also keep it as new. All records, a new record is going to be new here. So we can do here print f1 old record, which is old record is modified to new record, just this one. Now this is an example how we can use this event to do other operations. So instead of just printing out this new record or old records, we can do other operation, other S3 services call from here and insert the data there, or pass a message from this Lambda function. So we can add those code in this if else blocks. I'm just showing the example that we can filter out using this event name and do our operation, whatever purpose we need to serve. Now let's say for this case we'll just print out the modified or removed or inserted records here. So let's say, yeah, in this case I will again create an item 102, let's say Harry R, and let's say I will say department as arts. If I create this item, I will see what's the trigger coming out. Yeah, so it will there is a problem. So I don't think we can't straight away. So yeah, so this new image is under this DynamoDB. So like S3, so we have to use DynamoDB here everywhere. So records like this, we have to use everywhere. Event name, then records, DynamoDB. Yep. So deploy. If I just deploy this, will it trigger again? No, it doesn't. So if I modify this data, let's say, yep, if I modify to from arts to modern arts, let's say, and save it, so there is a modification operation happen, so there should be another log coming up. Yes, it has brought a new log. Yep. So old record, one old record, this one department arts is modified to this record with department modern arts. That's right, that's the thing happened now. So that's the modification operation. Let's say if I delete this record, yeah, so there is a deletion operation happened. Now this log will come up. Is there going to be a new log? Yeah, there is a new log. So it will come up as one record is removed. So that's the remove operation. Now if I do insert 103, let's say make an s, let's say string, department, let's say chemistry. We will see the log here. At the end, one record inserted. This message coming up. So all this a person is being recorded, and by the event name we are able to capture what kind of operation happened, and depending on that we can just channelize which if block it will go. So like by this way we can do other persons as well, as I said. So this is what proves that using DynamoDB operation we can trigger the Lambda functions as well, and using those event we can get the data as well from the DynamoDB operations. So this ends this short video. Thank you.